We're going to get going, so good afternoon, and thanks everybody for making it out for our second day of the Civic Fellows Symposium. My name is Derek Miller. I am the program manager for the Civic Fellows ships, and it's really been my pleasure the last couple of months to get to know the Civic Fellows, to learn about their projects, to hear about them. I'm super excited for all of you to hear about them today. For those of you who are fortunate enough to hear yesterday's, they're fantastic. All the pressure is now on you guys to follow up with that, which I am sure you will do with no problem whatsoever. Just to give a little bit of background information, the Civic Fellows program seeks to create a transformational learning experience where students are able to combine real-world experience with theoretical knowledge. It does so by funding a summer internship within the nonprofit or government sector, where the student's internship is overseen by both a site supervisor at the organization and a faculty mentor, who has created a course of study that contextualizes the students' daily activities. Today's presentations will highlight these intersections of the academic and the applied. Now, before we get to the presentations, I do want to say a few thank yous. First off, a huge thank you to our site supervisors and faculty mentors. Many of them are in the room today, which is fantastic, whose tireless work and dedication has made a major impact on each of the fellows. I'd also like to thank our selection committee, the entire CCE staff. Special shout out to Dr. Sylvia Gale, who filled in while I was on parental leave, and Andrea Vest in the back there, who's trying to hide, but nevertheless is the person who organizes everything and makes it all possible. There are 4 named fellowships that fund the students' internships. The first fellowship was created in honor of the chaplain emeritus, Dr. David Burhans, who's right there with his lovely wife. The endowment was started in his honor upon his retirement after 30 years of service to the university. And the endowment has grown through the years thanks to his tireless efforts and the generosity of many others. In 2009, Lawrence C. Marsh created the Deborah L. Marsh Fellowship in honor of the memory of his sister, who was a community service advocate and Richmond Meals on Wheels president. This fellowship supports students interning at nonprofit organizations in the greater Richmond region. The F. Amanda DeBusk Fellowship was started by Ms. DeBusk, a 1978 graduate of the university, former Board of Trustee member, and international trade lawyer. The Abby Brown Ayers Fellowship was created by past UR President Ed Ayers in honor of his wife's passion and commitment to the environment, education, and food justice. The Civic Fellows program would not be possible without these endowed fellowships, so thank you very much. Now, before I turn to our first presenter, several of our fellows are abroad. We're going to do the daring thing of trying to Skype one in later to give a presentation, so please bear with me on the technology. But one of our other fellows, Johnnette Johnson, is going to be gone for the year. So in place of giving a presentation, she has decided to share a brochure of her sort of dream community organization. You can collect a brochure there in the back, and I encourage you to do that. Johnnette had these words to describe the brochure. In your hand, you hold the materialized version of the revelations I've had as a Civic Fellow at the Peter Paul Development Center. I volunteered at the Community Center since the spring semester of my freshman year, and I had the privilege of continuing my tenure as Ms. Johnson this summer. As you'll see by engaging with the brochure, I've learned a lot from Peter Paul, both from practical and philosophical standpoints. But I didn't want to stop there. I wanted to know how I could apply what I learned in my own context. At this point, I asked myself, how can I be an agent of change in my hometown, in my own community? The simple answer is to create a Peter Paul of my own in a small town, Louisiana. Put a bow on it and call it a day. And the complex answer? Some of the key words are individual, empowerment, and collaboration, but read on to see how they all come together, and please contact me with any questions or suggestions. Johnnette would like to say a special thanks to her civic mentor and her fairy godmother, Dr. Lornette Lee, her Peter Paul family, including staff members and students, and everyone at the CCE and UR Downtown who have been supporting her civic engagement since freshman year. Now, without further ado, our first presentation, Catherine Murbach, a University of Richmond affiliate fellow who worked at the Partners in the Arts in Richmond, Virginia. All right.